Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Onward VR Master League. My name is NightFiree. I'm here with my co-host Todd Haberkorn. Todd, how are you today?
Oh, I am so great today. We've got quite a matchup today, don't we?
Yeah, we got an exciting duo ahead of us. Globochem versus G-Men.
Reigning champions versus up and coming. Let's see what happens. What do you think's gonna happen?
I really am not quite sure. Both teams have been playing pretty dang well this season. G-Men are on a bit of a losing streak. I know they're feeling that loss to Phoenix. That was tough. So they're going to have to come out of that and try and go up against Globochem. It's going to be hard. They're going to require a bit of a mentality shift, so to speak. I don't know if they're going to... It's going to be a tough challenge, I think.
Well, any challenge against Globochem is going to be tough, but it's not impossible, as we've done before. As long as you maintain that team composure and you're able to kind of formulate a plan and stick to it, you have a better chance of defeating these titans like Globochem, especially in these really pretty close matches.
Yeah, they have had some very close matches this season so far. Well, I suppose you could consider... it depends on what you consider very close. They did have a close game on Stone Cold Killers, 12-7. But their wins have been 2-13, 3. I mean, they've been winning by 7 points or more in all of their wins. So I feel like they either run away with. They haven't lost yet this season either. So
Yeah.
Globochem are on a forever winning streak, I guess you could say. They haven't lost since the. I don't think they've lost a map since the
Stone
tournament.
Cold. Oh, since the tournament. Okay. Yeah, but the new addition of Arsenic, they've really become this titan of a team, or the dream team, I guess you could say, in Onward. But if we could find, like, if these teams like G-Men could just find these little areas that they can capitalize on, I think they have a good chance.
Yeah, go ahead, take a look at the rosters for Globochem. We have Thunder Pilot, Otto, Pants, Mixologist, Norseman, Raphael, Toast, and Arsenic. That is a stacked roster. Absolutely.
That is a very stacked roster. You got some of the best players in Onward, all on one team.
And
They are going to wreak havoc.
They're so tricky, too, because they can. Any one of their subs, if they swap out, provides a different sort of gameplay style, so to speak. You know, Mixologist is really good with the shield. Arsenic's a very good long-range player. Pants is very fast. They all have these different styles, and if you sub them in and out, they have such a diverse squad. Over on G-Men, we have Biggie Smalls, The Man, Woofy Willie, 404, Chief Pineapple, myself, NightFiree, Peasley, and Swooty.
And I believe NightFiree is calling off on this one, so we won't see him today.
Yeah, he's decided he's going to call in sick for this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, it should be I mean, it's a very strong roster. These guys have been playing very well. I don't think they're going to have Peasley tonight. I believe they're going to be utilizing Biggie Smalls as the 5th man. So, be curious to see how they fare. It's going to be a tough match, like I said.
Sometimes with these massive losing streaks, something just finally clicks with these teams. So
that is very true.
I'm not counting G-Men out. It's kind of like the hitting rock bottom, and then you kind of rebuild your team up from there.
Yeah, I know they've been putting in the practice, so I do expect to see some very competitive rounds, some very well practiced rounds out of both squads. This is not going to be an easy win for Globochem. They're not going to come away with this one without a sweat on their brow, I think. So I expect a good duke, but who knows? I'm going to put my faith in my own squad, obviously.
We need to declare the implicit bias here.
Todd, what do you think? Who are you taking for this match?
I'm gonna have to lean toward
Nope.
Globochem.
Hey, that's fine. No harm, no foul. Okay. You can pick who you want. You can cheer for who you want to. You know.
I'm not gonna completely bet all my horses on Globochem. I'm not gonna completely. I'm just saying. It's probably gonna be Globochem. No offense to you, Knight. You are great players.
I know. We'll see. Expect a good battle.
With the monster of an announcement that Arsenic left Mob Squad to go to Globochem, the reigning champions. You know there's a stacked team.
That Arsenic move.
And not only the reigning champions of the VR Master League, but of ESL too.
Yeah,
So,
like I said, they're on a winning streak since ESL. They haven't lost a game.
Now, granted, it's only 4 games.
Correct.
And Globochem last season, I should say, did lose a game. That was because they didn't have Pants on their team, on their roster, I should say, at the time. So,
All right, I'm gonna whisper you the password here.
all right.
Excellent. Should be into the round shortly. I didn't see what map it was. And it's hosted by Otto, by the way. I didn't tell you the host.
Yeah, I figured that.
Looks like it is going to be Downfall for our first map.
That really plays into Globochem's hands right there. If they put in Arsenic.
They do have him there. Arsenic.
Oh.
The roster is Otto, Arsenic, Thunder Pilot, Toast, and Pants. Not taking Mix, who I know was a staple in their ESL victories. So we'll see if he'll be rotated in at any point today.
I am joining.
Okay. think we're just waiting for one more of G-Men. I think they were politely waiting for us to hop in. Real professionals.
It's always nice. Got to give the casters some love, right?
It is nice. I do appreciate the love. We should be hopping in shortly. We are going to update the scoreboard here, have the proper map. It is going to be Downfall for map number 1. If you are just tuning in, you're tuning in at the right time. You made it.
Just in time. Just in time.
You're here. Whew, I mean,
impeccable.
Why not show up a little bit earlier next time, though, you know? Come in for the pre-show, get a breakdown of the rosters, get a better feel for the teams. Build that hype inside of yourself.
Make some friends in the chat, too, you know?
Yeah, don't be afraid. It's a great community, this Onward community, I tell you what.
Wonderful community. It's not just great, it's wonderful. Nothing better.
Yeah, on Downfall, this will be interesting. I think Globochem have to keep their head, G-Men have to keep their head down. You know, you can't really opt for any big moves or open plays. You really have to be cautious of all the picks possible because Arsenic is going to be looking for some heads here.
Yeah, this map is basically an open cornfield. If you stick your head above that sight line, gone. Especially with all these players, and they're just even without Arsenic, they have impeccable aim.
Yeah.
But you just also happen to have probably the steadiest hand in Onward. Also, you know, taking pot shots at you. So
I think G-Men know that, though. You know.
Oh, everyone knows that.
Right. I think that's a very common thing. The real. You really only see early picks coming out. They're lucky or from teams that just aren't aware of those certain spots where you can get picked from. But yeah, I like this objective. How do you feel about this objective spawn?
This is a interesting one, mainly because of the Marsoc spawns that can occur from it. So the most notable one is Marsoc Tower spawn, where it's what we call a quick spawn. Basically, it's a quick rush in. You can do many different things for there. Folk can go over to the infamous White House where they can start sniping. Marsoc can just try to rush as far as they can. And the game is starting, so we'll see what it is anyways.
Yes, we will. G-Men on the defensive here. Cutting the music just in time like a real professional. And it's going to be a... Let me update my map here.
Oh, it is...
Yeah, far northwest spawn. That's an interesting one. You can kind of utilize that and push pretty fast up into that middle hotel.
Yeah, if you get that middle hotel, you basically kind of control the surrounding area to a degree. I'm not going to say completely, but it really negates enemy or defensive movements, I should say.
Right.
Meaning the fact if someone's kind of caught along that roadside, they can't exactly move back to objective if they're the last one standing. But we'll see what at least Toast does. Toast has taken up the hotel. Let's see what he decides to use it as.
Yeah, Chief and Swooty using smokes to cross the street. Nice use of defensive smokes. You don't see that too often. It does kind of deny Biggie Smalls some vision, but he's holding such a tight angle.
And for those of you who are new, what we mean by defensive smokes is smokes aren't typically defensive loadout, as it kind of blocks the objective and makes it easy to get capped on. But if you can use it right, it can be used in your favor.
I'm liking the spread here from G-Men. They're basically just holding very tight angles. It's going to be a little bit here until Globochem really run into anybody. As long as G-Men hold these angles, yeah, we're not going to see any action for a little bit. Swooty may be the only one with any chance of getting shot at. But he can't see, I mean, you can't see much out of that window there. You can't, you don't have a good, that camo to rooftop is not a new addition, but it's there to block vision from this window out over to where the Globochem squad is now advancing.
And it would be pretty unfair if that window was open, because then you couldn't advance like at all if someone was there. It'd just be
Yeah, it used to not be there. It used to require some smokes, a lot more utility to be able to push into that room. But now you're able to get right inside, and they have 2 second story now. Toast looking into that dark, well, it used to be dark room. I don't think you could really call it that anymore. Objective building, maybe.
There's a little bit of flanking action going on the part of Globochem on the east side here. Otto and Thunderpilot kind of moving up on the Marsoc Tower, anticipating that where currently 404 and the G-Man are currently trying to overlook their own objective. Let's see. I wonder if they're going to see him.
I don't think 404. It is G-Man who's holding that angle. I don't think he is spotting that. They're opting for that inside route. They're going to go inside of his vision. And the man is just
early confrontation here. 3 minutes into the game. Trying to utilize that white tower and try to sneak up. 404's in that dark room, so he has no visual on Otto or Thunder. But yeah, G-Man might be able to get that angle on him. He's pointing that direction. He knows they're there.
Well, this is the angle he's been holding the whole game, so he's just going to wait for this cross to eventually happen. I think maybe 404 could potentially hear these crouch steps. The man gets a nice early pick out. That's what he's looking for. That's the angle he was holding there. I don't know if he's expecting Thunder also, though.
Yeah, Thunder's kind of taking cover into that basement there. I don't know if he knows that 404 can potentially hear him if he makes a sound at all.
I think Thunder's going to need to utilize some utility to get out of this jam, so to speak. They have 3 still stockpiled up in this middle building. Pants is going to start to throw some smokes out from that center hotel.
Yeah.
Looks like the whole squad is going to start dumping their smokes out of middle hotel. Arsenic as well. They want this covered before they move. Minute 55. They're going to have to start going in soon. Shots 2-story get picked. A trade, actually.
Oh, it's a trade. Yes, you are right. Swooty and Otto taken out by each other.
I think Toast is going to get rezzed here, though. Now we're in a 4v4. A lot of smokes on objective. Pants pushing aggressively, gets caught out from that far north building. Arsenic now kind of in an exposed position. Shots from the man, catch another one out. Just like that, it's a 1v4.
And that goes to G-Man. I might have to eat my own dust here.
Wow, that was a very nice hold. I mean, I told you it was going to take a little time, you know? The angles they were holding were the angles that were only going to be shot. They were going to shoot once they initiated. And
speaking of time, they used 5 minutes, or actually 4 minutes, and I can't math. 4 minutes basically of their entire time in the game. So that's really an expert use of it. Just taking your time, hold formation, push back any flanking maneuver that this team kind of throws at you, and just basically keep a nice protective bubble around the objective.
That was a great defense. We'll see what Globochem can come out on defense here. It is going to come down to those spawn points, like we were saying. They got a very, I don't know if you would consider that a slow spawn. I would think you could move pretty fast from that spawn point over in the southwest.
It's kind of both, really. You have a bunch of options on that spawn, but when you get Marsoc Tower, for instance, again, you're kind of expected just to rush, but you don't have as many options to flank. But getting these far away spawns, you have plenty of options and plenty of places to go that are relatively safe. On downfall, your greatest cover, or the most common cover, is really just distance. But in this case, against Globochem, with all their steady hands, distance doesn't really matter anymore.
I mean, this map is all. I agree. This map is all angles as well. You have to know exactly where you can move without the enemy seeing you. And Globochem, they maneuvered nicely up there. Wasn't until the last.
Nice, stealthy. Just G-Man just had that angle and just saw through the lies. And
yeah, if the man didn't get that early pick, that north push is really troubling. You know, that push on the east is going to come down on you from that hill. It's hard to defend against.
I've always joked, I always do prickle me, and you have the high ground then.
Exactly.
I will milk those till I die.
Looks like we are maybe either getting a sub or we are
already? Wow.
down a man on Globochem.
You are right. And it is Arsenic that has left us on his map. Oh, there he's back.
Why wouldn't I be right? You think I would just feed you false info?
I didn't hear the Arsenic part. What about clock where I'm at? So please forgive any of my slumbering misinformation that I broadcast.
Unforgivable.
Unforgivable. I'm gonna get fired, man.
And just like all comp lobbies and all games in the VR Master League, we have mirrored objectives, so each team will have a chance to attack the same objective. That's a nice, not new addition, but good one that's been included as of late.
Yeah. Just because it's the same objective doesn't mean it's the same spawn, and we're about to figure that out. Which one is it? It is... Oh, refresh again.
Oh, the far...
It is the far north spawn.
Yeah, the farthest spawn you can get from this objective.
Let's get to, like, that cheap. Be careful, man.
And I think they're going to opt for... Well, I think most times you do on this far north push is you opt for you either send a bunch down and basically do a similar push to what you would do if you had a northwest spawn, or you maneuver yourself over onto that east side, wrap all the way around, go for a flank. You have to basically take control of this hill here on the south. We'll see if G-Men can do that.
G-Men are opting to go kind of heavy on one flank and send another kind of as a distraction, probably down on the west side toward the main street. The nice thing about having a single man on the west street is he has plenty more cover than on the east side, so he can kind of make more use of that. Whereas the west side is barren and open.
Thunder with some shots out does tag one down as he tries to cross. He is sitting on this hill here. And this is going to be hard for G-Men. Yeah, it's going to be hard for G-Men to
move up.
Yeah. They have to get this Thunder pick, or they're gonna. Yeah, I mean their only chance is to pick Thunder, or can't really smoke it. Maybe hope Thunder rotates around. 404 is watching that hill very carefully.
I'm guarding right there. You guys move through crater real fast if you get the res.
I don't think he's seeing any peaks from Thunder on that hill. He might have spotted something. He's just looking right at it. I just don't think Thunder is peeking that angle. He's not going up quite high enough on this hill to expose himself. Pops up over here. Doesn't find anyone. More shots coming out. I think that was from Arsenic. He's got a 4 times, and that's that west approach shut down.
You gotta make best use of that cover around that west approach. It's very linear. So you gotta kind of really hug the wall. You can't really stray from it, otherwise you're just open.
Yeah, Arsenic. You have to utilize that crater and go low. And I think I heard that they had him covered, but more shots from Thunder over here. The res does go out. I think he was trying to deny that, and he didn't manage to. And there's a 5v4 in favor of Globochem right now. This is interesting. Arsenic looking like he's opting for a similar position as 404. Actually, the exact same position.
404 is trying to make that same lead up that Globochem did in the last round, where they tried to take out the Marsoc buildings, but Arsenic doesn't really have that same angle that the man did. Oh, he's moving back. I could be wrong.
I know, it's kind of funny. We might see an exactly mirrored play here. Except this time, Globochem's the one looking out the window. You'd think 404 would be ready for this. No, he's not really looking at that window, though.
He's trying to pre-fire. He's focusing on Thunder Pilot, who's on the ridge line there.
Almost had him there. Backs into the bottom story for safety.
Trying to still take some of those pot shots. Probably not, you know, precisely aiming.
No, what it is doing, though, is it's suppressing Thunder, but he manages to grab another. Man, Thunder is playing so aggressively on this hill. He's just keeps dropping back really strategically so that he denies vision from the 404 who's pushed up, but he's still able to get a pick.
Arsenic getting pretty close to 404 there. Not exactly. But everyone knows exactly where he's at now. I think 404 is trying to get into some window combat here.
Yeah, he is. This could be dangerous because you don't always know the angles that your enemy is holding, and I wonder if Arsenic hears the footsteps. 404 is going to hold an angle looking at that window.
Arsenic.
Oh, he peeks it and gets punished. He is resable, though.
I heard Arsenic before. He wasn't exactly sure where 404 was before. Oh, he tries to finish it off, but he doesn't make it.
Yeah, that was a bit over-aggressive. He went for that. He went to finish off the kill. Thunder's still on this hill. He could be a devastating factor if he peeks up. I think he's out of rifle ammo. All he has is his pistol now. Never mind, he won't be devastating. He's cannon fodder. Oh,
we're doing a little dance here.
No, he's gonna get Arsenic up.
Sometimes with close combat, we see people kind of dance around an object of cover. I thought they were doing it around the entire mountain, but that wasn't the case. He was trying to go for the res and get his teammate up.
Meanwhile,
Biggie Smalls trying to peek through the window. Gets
team killed. Look at this. Swootie's pushing up with some smoke up the middle of the map. I wonder if he's gonna get shot in the back by Arsenic at any point.
Arsenic managed to get Biggie.
And that's that.
That is that.
A nice attempt from G-Man, but another strong hold from Globochem. I mean, those east pushes are not working out, huh?
No, it's the reason is it's just so barren. If you get caught there, there's no cover.
Yeah,
you have to hit the ground and hug it.
No, go ahead. You're totally right. It's the only way. I mean, you can't cross here. Where they tried to cross, it's so exposed. You know, Thunder had such a good angle on this hill. In this, like, it's just like this is the spot, just like you're saying. You have to either get really low, prone to the ground, and even then, hope they're not looking here. Once you're in crater, you're fine, but it's a matter of getting this low land so hard to do. What are your other options?
You can try to go through the center and try to weave through buildings, but once you get into view of those Marsoc towers, you are under sniper fire. And you can try to go on that west side, but once again, you gotta hug that wall, or weave into buildings and out, and try not to get seen. And basically, otherwise you get pinned down from the people in Marsoc towers. Basically, Marsoc towers is the place to be on that objective.
Yeah, that was the clear trend with those two pushes. Now we're shifting over.
What's in style?
Yeah, we're shifting over to a. I don't know, I guess you'd call this ice cream truck objective.
I call it helicopter, but either work.
Either work. They're both right there. This one's interesting too. Depending on your spawns, it can be very susceptible to some interesting approaches from the south, but it's hard to cap. Downfall is not easy to get caps on. There's a few objectives, a few.
And that's because it's just everything's so visible. It's not like you can kind of hide somewhere and get the cap. If someone's like in Marsoc Tower again, or in any of the hotels, they can see where people are and see if they're near the objective, call it out, and everyone kind of condenses on objective.
Yeah, and this one, even though there is a wall next to it, it's so vulnerable. You can pretty much see on either side of it if someone's going to be capping.
The one nice thing about this objective is that you can cap inside the bungalow next to it, but you kind of the hard part is you have to get behind the bungalow, which is where everybody is.
Yeah.
And get it out there and get your tablet in. So you could see that. It's just really hard.
So it's so interesting. So if you round this, if you get around the brick wall and manage to get into this doorway, you can cap from inside this building here.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, I've seen it happen.
I thought you had to be by the wall.
No, if you like hold your tablet out, I believe. I haven't done it myself, but I've had teammates do it. You can hold it right next to the window and get the cap there.
And it looks like the Globochem squad is going to get that Marsoc spawn we were talking about, just for a different objective.
It's so nice up there. You can see where everyone's kind of getting positioned and kind of pick off people early round and see if you can get that early at least a one-man advantage off the bat.
Yeah, that's exactly what Pants is doing right now on board him. He's at that white tower looking for a pick, and now he's going to rotate around and kind of get aggressive. Rest of his squad going to utilize that ravine for cover and come up south. Take a look at G-Men's defense over here.
They're all going in buildings trying to avoid that sniper fire.
It's like we were saying earlier, they are aware of Arsenic. He was pretty devastating on defense, managing to get some long-range picks. They don't want him to get those on offense.
What's interesting I noticed is that their Globochem's flanker decided to just shoot some shots off early on in the place where they didn't spawn, potentially trying maybe to throw people off.
Really? So you're saying Pants was just let loose some rounds over there? Was he aiming
at anything? He's been known to kind of have like an ADD moments where he just kind of fires, but I think that's kind of intentional.
Oh yeah, I mean, maybe if he was doing some pre-fire, I can understand that, but I'd really be interested if that was indeed just to try to run distraction on the north. I mean, I like the plan.
It could very work in these first probably solid minute or so of this round. People don't know where the attacking team has spawned, and they try to cut all these windows to see where. Only issue is when you look out a window, you're vulnerable.
Yeah, and G-Men should have an idea now where Globochem are. The smokes have come out on the south side. Toast has managed to cross. Thunder now trying to make his way across. That's a dangerous street to cross. It does require smokes, and I think they were put in the right spots. A nice shot from Arsenic. Wow, a real long-range one, catching... Who was that?
Swooty. It was Swooty. That's what he's known for.
Wow. Yeah, he's using that 12 times very well. And I like the approach coming out of Globochem. They are sending one up the middle as well. That's going to be probably their capping man. If Auto can manage to penetrate the center while the rest run distractions on north and south, they'll be inside on objective.
It's just a question of whether the man really kind of peeks around that corner in his hotel spot there and just notices Auto behind that brick wall. If he can notice that, he can kind of shut down that little attack there. But once again, it just depends if he just has that gut feeling.
Arsenic looking for another long-range shot. He is so precise. He's really proven that to us today, hasn't he? Doubtfall is his map still.
It always has been. Never a doubt.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he sees someone two-story too. He's really eyeballing that building at least.
Some of these buildings, you just kind of eyeball whether or not you see someone there. You just know someone's going to be there. It's just such a defensive point. Oh, we have Pants kind of making a very forward approach toward
yeah,
the two-story near objective.
I noticed Biggie panicking about that smoke there. Ooh, and a nice pick from 404 way over on that backside does get Arsenic down. Pants gets shot once.
Does he know that there are like two people in that building? He's just firing. Oh, and he's down.
Wow, 404 with some huge picks right there.
I don't think Pants knew that there were two people literally right next to him.
The man is also inside this building, and he hears two above him now.
There's one on middle tail roof.
The shots coming out. Toast and Otto looking for 404 on the roof. Sorry, Thunder and Toast, rather.
I wonder if Toast or Thunder will hear him, and if they choose to go down and take care of him, or just let him stay. They got to take care of him at one point. He has a clear view of the objective. Thunderpilot's heading downstairs, but he doesn't choose to go for the man. He's in clear sight. The man sees it. Will he get it? Yep, he gets it.
Wow. Meanwhile, Toast picks up 404, and Otto is on objective. Onboard Otto. He's going to round the corner here. Biggie's bottom story. He should see Otto peeking the corner. It's going to be... The shot comes out, and he denies the entry point. Now it's all up to Toast on the roof. He has a minute left.
Probably not enough time. Once you get down to 30, you got to be on objective, basically.
Ooh, and he was not expecting the man on the bottom floor. A nice defensive hold from G-Men. We got ourselves a game here.
Turning out really nice. This is turning out really nice. It's good to see G-Men kind of on a good streak here.
I mean, we're seeing some really good defense out of G-Men. I was not expecting this. Globochem are usually the aggressors. They usually have some really good convergence at the last minute. But it just doesn't seem to be coming through. G-Men are holding their angles, basically. They're not peeking.
It's really weird, because this is probably like the ultimate Globochem map for convergent, because there's just so many... it's a sandbox. Literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
There's just so many things that you can do with this map that Globochem really capitalizes on. But it just doesn't seem to be showing through today. This next objective...
It's changed. Should not have changed.
It's the rock wall again.
I know, but it should be a mirrored objective, so we should be back at
Yeah, you are right.
Ice Cream Truck for another round. I was curious to see how G-Men were going to attack.
Hey James, if you're watching this, clip this.
I think there is also a visual bug, so potentially it could snap back to this spot. I'm not sure.
We will find out.
We will.
But assuming it's Rockwall, at least that's what I'm seeing, right? You're
Sure.
It's the Rockwall. Assuming it's Rockwall, what do you think this spawn's going to be? We've seen the brothel, we've seen hotel.
I wouldn't mind seeing a quick spawn, because I'd like to see how Globochem defend against it. I think that they're such an aggressive team that sometimes you can even throw some pre-frags up over that hill just to be safe, just to make sure if you want to try and catch somebody out from spawning over there. So I don't know. I want to see how they defend it, but that's what I'm hoping for a Marsoc spawn.
Yeah, it's a little hard to get the frags, but we're gonna see now.
Actually, I don't know if you can get Marsoc spawn with this objective. I think it has to be dumpster building.
I thought it was Rockwall, but I could be wrong. You're right. It is dumpster. My bad.
Unbelievable.
Where's
Misinformation.
this Todd guy?
Get him out. No.
Get him out of here. He's a fake.
we both believed it. I thought so too until I was like, this just seems too close to me. That seems way too close.
Hey, Todd's a fake. Get him out of here.
No.
It's the hotel spawn again, so it's definitely this objective.
It's interesting to see. Yeah, I agree. It's also interesting to see different defensive strategies. They didn't decide to smoke the street here as they crossed. They just crossed.
I'm probably just as flabbergasted that this team doesn't have the same objective as this last one, but
yeah,
things happen, It's a early release game, and it happened.
Yeah, look at how aggressive this defensive is. They've really pushed up into a huge U. Some early shots from G-Man get him punished. I think that's Arsenic again with some long-range sniping on the hill.
What else do you expect from him? Sniper gonna snipe.
It's going to be really hard for this G-Men squad to cross this section. Arsenic has his eyes locked in on it. They're going to need smokes or something. 404 just barely scrapes by the wall there undetected, and I think he's safe.
The key to avoiding snipers is limited visibility. There's always going to be an element of reaction time. If you can beat that, you're fine. But if you're out there longer than the reaction time, you're dead.
Aggressive shots from Biggie, allowing Swooty to cross. Biggie's at risk, though. We'll see if Arsenic peeks and is fearless.
Well, technically, what Biggie does is another form of sniping. It just involves more bullets.
Yeah, I suppose. Arsenic doesn't like his spot there. Looks like he's kind of going to drop back, maybe reposition. That gives the freedom for G-Men to push up, and now they have Middle Hotel to conquer with Pants as their next aggressor. Toast also holding an angle, finds himself one by the wall. He'll secure that kill. Now it's a 5-3 advantage, Globochem. That's interesting.
404. No, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
404 was just peeking out a little too aggressively along that wall and just found himself in an awkward position. Couldn't defend himself.
Pants here is going to look for some action as he checks the 2-story. Doesn't see anything at the wall. Pants being really disciplined here. Surprised to see him not get out there and aggress. And we were talking about that position Toast was holding. I'm curious how he really... That's such a hard angle to hold. He must have been just barely peeking through the camo to find that shot.
Anything to get the shot, really. Especially against a team like this, but you just can't be making small mistakes like that.
Right. Another one going down, I think.
It's Biggie. He's down. He's out now.
Arsenic with his rotation, he dropped into the ravine, came around to this west side, found himself another. I mean, geez, he is a devastating force right now at this long range. Who we have left? Chief and Swooty on G-Men. They're pretty far back. They have a bit of a mountain to climb.
First rock on that mountain. Pants is in hotel, and he's holding a hard line. They got to be able to take out his cover while they're in the open. That ain't easy. That ain't easy in general, let alone the fact that this is Pants.
Yeah, he's in a really nice spot to catch this potential push. The only way they can take it is the route that Swooty's taking it and go straight up the middle. This is what he's going to do. He is going to run into Pants here.
Pants is kind of running it, so doesn't get him. Oh,
He's dead. Nice job.
He missed a lot. I mean, that was it. That was some... I don't think either one of them were expecting each other to be there. Pants, I think he had that approach covered, but does manage to get the trade on that corner peek. Now it's up to Chief Pineapple, who gets picked by Arsenic from another long-range snipe. Arsenic with 4 that round?
Yeah.
Jeez, he's 6'2" now.
Like I said, Globochem got stacked when they got Arsenic. I wasn't lying. It really seems to be more of a the defender seems to be winning on this match.
Yeah, I was just about to bring that up, and I think G-Men started on Volk. So they are the ones with that advantage, because basically it's the best of 7 rounds, if you're going to say everyone wins one. So the first to 4, so we could get up to 7, and that would be them going in with this Volk D. One of these guys is going to have to win. I mean, Globokem's going to have to win a Marsoc round.
Yeah, they can probably do it. I don't doubt that they can't do it.
Yeah,
no one would, but it'd be really interesting to see G-Men take this first map. I'm not gonna lie. That'd be pretty awesome.
I'm pretty sure they haven't lost the map this season. Go back and look at Stone Cold Killer's match and see if you can find them. I don't know if we keep map scores. That's the problem.
We don't. We should, but
I don't believe they took a map on Stone Cold Killers either. I think it was 4-3, 4-3 for 2 of them, and then 4-1 for 1 of them, I believe, were the scores. So they haven't lost a map yet this season.
Todd's on it.
gonna take some deep digging to find that one. And here, oh, now we got
Todd's
mirrored
on the
objectives. What's going on around here? If you are just tuning in, we do appreciate you. This is the first map of the series, Globochem versus G-Men. G-Men are the defending team. They are Volk. And it's tied up 2-2 right now. Globochem, your aggressors on Marsoc. Although that does swap each round. Fun fact.
Quick shout out to Too Old. Thank you. I'm glad I cracked you up.
The audience loves you.
I love myself. That's why.
All about that confidence.
Yeah, exactly. If you love yourself, you're more likable as a person. That's just a life pro tip.
See if Globochem can utilize some of that confidence and play this spawn aggressively. They have the same one they had last time on this objective. I don't know if that's an advantage or disadvantage because they did not do well with this approach last time.
Oh, it can go either way. You learn your mistakes from the last one, and you kind of build something new. And you know where they're going to be. They're probably going to be in the same places, and it's looking like the same thing.
Yeah, it really is. That is right. You do know, knowing defensive strategies is far more important than knowing offensive, and Toast has gotten up into a really early position to catch someone out of that window and someone in dark building. He's very aggressive in there.
We have, oh, it looks like Globochem's throwing two people again on that east side. Yeah, I'm getting my directions mixed up. East side.
Yeah, I like the defense. I like the angle. Swooty is the only, if Swooty just doesn't peek, right? He's holding a good angle. He's there. I don't know. He doesn't see much though, but he can react. If Chief goes down or Biggie goes down, he can rotate around and sub in, get a refrag. He's in a good position there. But he got punished when he peeked last time. We'll see if he does that again. On board Arsenic and Otto. They're the rotators along with Thunder. Real quick. Very formal inquiries we send around here in the Master League. Arsenic, Otto, and Thunder. Looks like Arsenic is trying to long range that window that he got picked from last time. You're absolutely, and this is what you're talking about. They are adapting.
That's what you could be a league team and you can just throw the same strategies over and over again at the same problem and it just won't work. But what makes these top level tier teams good is because they can vary their strategy and kind of adapt it to whatever their D2 desires, and they can do it flawlessly. Well, not flawlessly, but they can do it like a well-oiled machine. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, I'm also kind of. It's unfortunate that these spawns are broken and that we went back to an objective we've already had this round. We really shouldn't have an objective again in a round because you played it twice already. So.
And it's really I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. It's just what you're saying. Basically, shouldn't be a problem, right? With the way that the things are supposed to work, you should never have the same objective twice. There's plenty of objectives to rotate throughout a map.
And it's really unfortunate it's on this map in particular, just because of the sheer variance of objective numbers. There's so many places where you can have spawns, objectives, and everything. But we're getting repeats, guys. How does the family feel for leftovers?
Either way, the approach looks a bit similar from Globochem, rather. Rift and Thunder, the ones that did the same approach from White House, except I think G-Men's a bit more vulnerable from Arsenic now. He's taking a real long-range position. Oh, I think he might have just gotten spotted out. That's a huge pick for the man right there. Catching Arsenic with that aggression. Oof, that could have been bad if Arsenic got up there. Another.
Yeah, you gotta be careful on those movements. That's where you're more likely to get shot on this map, is when you're trying to reposition.
See if Thunder finds anything here. He knows right where Swooty is inside this building. He's looking at that window, waiting for the peek.
Question: wasn't it Thunder Pilot and Otto last time on this attack?
It was. It was the exact same pair, so they should be. It should be very well aware of the positions that are over here. Otto is going to be pushing aggressively up onto this corner. A nade from 404, and I think Otto heard that and backed off.
I do believe he did. He throw a smoke? No, I think Otto threw a smoke, or at least Thunder. One of them did.
Thunder and Otto going to rotate around. 404 hears us. He tucks himself into the corner.
Doesn't land. It doesn't land.
Ooh, the backhand pickup from Swooty, but Thunder picks that up as well.
That's that adaptability I'm talking about. They learned from last time and they made it work for them.
Dude, they played that so well. That was incredible to see. Now we have Toast as the remaining man in the middle. He gets picked up. Man, I mean, Swooty peeked just at the right time. I mean, hey, Swooty, peek the window all you want. What do I know? Check out Thunder here.
He's just running the marathon. He's gonna go around that other side. Does he? Biggie, well, oh, Biggie knows he's there now. Oh, and he's dead.
That was a nice. I mean, he was going though. He thought he had that room cleared, right? Because he got the backhand pickup. Wasn't expecting a second one inside that room. Little celebratory shots in the air there.
Yeah, with his gun, the guy who he shot. That is the ultimate celebration. Oh, here's a fun one, objective-wise. It's the North Helicopter objective.
I think this is the one, in my opinion, that is capable on downfall.
Yeah, you can go into the basement there, or you can smoke it in the front. You can do a lot of things with this. It's a blank slate, you know.
Yeah, I think, and I agree with you. The main reason is the basement. It's so if you have to just it doubles how much you have to watch from the objective. You have to manage to cover the entire backside of this area so no one can get into the basement. But at the same time, you have to keep at least one or two eyes on objective so nobody caps it.
Yeah, it's really nice to defend though, because you do have these, buildings that have windows directly on the objective, so you can at least see the outside, just to make sure that your basement guy is taking care of himself, and you can hold it out that way. Just don't die, basically. But that can be said about a lot of things.
Right. It's interesting to see because. You're right. You hold a lot of very tight angles, but they're angles that are really ultimately risky because if you get smoked out or you can't see something, like if you smoke out this basement window right here, it shuts down that entire defensive view on objective. And most of the time, you have guys down in that basement.
Yeah, there's a lot of places where you could have people. You can have them push up a bit and try to defend further up, but that's really risky too because if you lose them, you're basically relying once again on your basement guy. I say that because I'm usually the basement guy. Hi team. It used to be you could also try to defend from the helicopter. But now with the whole addition of fire, you can't really do that anymore. At least not for 3 seconds you can, but then you're dead.
Is that the timer on that?
I don't know. I haven't tried it myself. I probably should. We could probably eventually. We'll at one point see some awesome play coming out of the helicopter at one point because they allow people to go in there, just not for long.
And I think each match has come down to at least the minute 30 mark.
Yeah, they've been using up all their time, kind of playing with it.
Oh. I don't think anyone's. I guess the only I think G-Men have mismanaged their time one round, but they ended up getting picked. They ended up all getting killed anyway. But I think they lost with about 10 or 15 seconds left, and they weren't anywhere near objective.
Time management is helpful in life and in game. Who knew?
Very true. Very true.
Oh, and here we go. Speaking of time management.
This could be map point for G-Men, the first map that Globochem would ever lose. If G-Men can manage to get themselves a win, they are going to have the quick spawn on this objective. This is hard to handle. How do you deal with quick spawn here?
I run to the basement and hide.
What about offensively?
Offensively, I just try to kind of hide around buildings, like behind them maybe. Try to get them, see if I can get a good view of like people on the second level at least, or in the dark room, and try to pick them off before I try to make any further advancements.
Arsenic finds one off that back wall, but he is resable. I think that's a pretty decent smoke to cover the vision of Arsenic. I'm not sure though. The res does come out. We're back to a 5v5.
Arsenic's plants foiled again. Otto's getting that very aggressive point that I was talking about before. You try to move up to the building up front and try to kind of cut off people as they move down. But the only issue is you really can't see that well.
Yeah, he's basically holding an angle there. If anyone's going to come in from that North Hotel there, he'll be able to catch them going down the hill.
Now, if I'm understanding Globochem's plan here, from my perspective, is that they're going to have Arsenic there kind of making a lot of noise, which he's just good at doing in general. I'm sorry, G-Man. I'm getting my people mixed up here. They're getting the man to make a lot of noise here. Kind of distract Globochem on that north side, kind of make people think that, they're going to push from the north. Whereas right now they're actually pushing from the south. They kind of moved it to the south.
Oh my gosh. Arsenic with a beast of a shot. Catches the man who was going to run distraction north in that sliver of a crack in the window.
That's absolutely insane. I could not possibly hold my hands that steady. I don't think my tracking is that steady.
Shots from 404 over towards Arsenic, I believe. Actually, sorry, we're on the south side here.
Yeah.
Thunder is close by, though.
Biggie Smalls and Thunder Pilot, next door neighbors without even knowing it. Will they see each other? Who will see each other first here?
I don't think they will for a while. I think Thunder's basically going to wait until they make a move outside of this and try and push the street.
Well, here comes the third piece of the puzzle. Oh, I thought that's what he was going to go around and see it. Nope. They're all going to take their time.
Yeah, they have 3:15 left, and they lost their north aggressor, so they're going to have to...
And that north aggressor seemed like a pretty key part of the plan there, so we're going to have to do what I call improvising.
Chief out here protecting the flank. Going to be up to these three, though, to really make the move. I think Chief's going to be rotating around and joining them shortly.
Oh, will Thunder Pilot get 404? Yes, he does. But now his position's revealed. He's moving around. Will he get Swooty? He gets Swooty, only to fall to the bullets of Biggie Smalls.
That was two, though. A really nice aggressive play from Thunder. He has been playing pretty aggressive lately, from what I've seen. But a snap refrag. Oh, no, sorry. There is no refrag. I thought you picked him up in the second story. But we're in a 2v4.
Yeah, no, Thunder Pilot's move right there kind of basically secured the game now, at least. With that sniping coming from the other end of the map, I wasn't able to tell who it was who got Biggie.
Arsenic.
Oh, it was Arsenic? Yeah, of course. Who else?
Who else?
Chief Pineapple's trying to make a move across, but he's a little exposed. trying to figure out what he wants to do.
I think he's trying to figure out what he wants to do.
Oh, it wasn't the right decision. Globochem tying it up 3-3. Next round wins the map. Right?
Yeah.
Is that anything? Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna go into that Volk advantage discussion we had again. G-Men started with it. That's kind of the perk of not picking the map. So this was a Globochem map choice. And are we on the same objective? We are. Mirrored objectives are
Yes,
in
we
effect. All right. Very good.
Server had a Monday.
Apparently.
Yeah. I don't blame it. With all the stuff the devs are pumping in there, I'd be having one too. Which is really awesome, by the way. I love this update. It really adds a lot of variety to the game.
Yeah, we should see a lot of new additions as well to the spectating features in the coming months or so. You know, I'm pretty excited to be tooling around with those.
This could be it, though. This could be the first map this season that Globochem loses.
Yeah, if you are just tuning in, it is the first map of the series.
At least we think. We still get to confirm that with.
Yeah. So it is the first map of the series.
The first map of the series. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm talking about the Globochem losing.
I know you were. I was going into another thing. It's all right.
Not bad.
If you are just tuning in, we are at the first map on the Globochem G-Men series. All tied up 3-3. G-Men going on the defensive. This has been really back and forth so far. I think, I don't know. It has been very back and forth. Each team has been doing very good on defense.
Yeah, that's where all the points have been coming from. I don't think there's been an offensive win at all in this map.
Well, I mean, even the defensive wins, they haven't really been close. They've been 3 men alive, 2 men alive. You know, 3v1, 2v1 situations. See what we get out of this final round, however.
Ooh, and it is a far spawn. The Marsoc Tower spawn having to go diagonally across this massive map and try not to be seen as long as possible. It's a little bit of an undertaking.
And we'll see what kind of defensive positioning they opt for. Some early defensive shots.
Trying to cut off that those towers, which they're thinking people are going through, but they're not.
A little bit of that pre-fire we were talking about. But Arsenic, Toast, and Pants opting to move up the middle of the map instead of utilizing that ravine. They were anticipating them.
Globochem's pretty much spreading out, if you look on the map, kind of into a very wide formation, trying to attack this objective from all angles. They gotta win it here.
This is their signature strategy that we haven't really seen. Maybe not. They haven't allowed it to be effective, but Globochem just hasn't really crashed on an objective yet, like they normally do. Maybe they just haven't been able to get into position or what. But take a look at the defensive hold here. G-Men. This is interesting. They're really stacking this middle building, which is a good plan because, like we're saying, if you lose your back end, you can cap from underground. But if 404 dies, they have very little outside coverage onto objective.
Yeah, the only way you know your objective isn't being capped on is that tiny little window.
We're
really in front of it. I can't hit control for my life, man.
Yeah, you have to just make sure you hold. Don't let go of control too early. You really just have to be diligent.
Got it. We good. But yeah, they got that. You only have that window right there to see who's attacking, who's not, and quite frankly, Other than that window, you're blind.
Yeah, they're really covering their backside. 404 has to hear this now. Pants is right on top of him.
Top of him.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's information. 404 doesn't have to convey now to the rest of the team. Is Pants gonna drop down? Is the question.
Context, please.
Is Pants gonna jump off the ledge? He is on the bottom story. He gets picked up by 404.
I had to make that comment. I'm sorry. It was just too
All right.
too obvious.
All right. Chat usually handles that, but it's fine that my co-caster is pointing it out to me. Unbelievable. You've infiltrated the system, chat. That is information for
I'm just a
Thunder Pilot, though. He radios it into his squad. Yeah, enough memeing. We're in the middle of a last round. How are you memeing right now on this round right now? Thunder Pilot, top story, 404 bottom. Now he knows he's up there.
Everyone wants this spot. 404 just can't defend it from where he's at. Not well, at least. He's just trying to basically block off anyone kind of descending down that hill, but they're not going there. They're going upstairs.
If they time this right, Thunder distracts 404. Arsenic has an approach he can make right up onto the objective corner from this middle area here.
Only issue is that there's literally a party looking out that window. If they can get smokes on it, maybe lag everyone's displays down to the point where Arsenic can sneak that code in.
404 grabs another. Now Thunder's looking for some action. No, who was that? Chief, maybe?
It might have been Chief. I don't see anyone with... Oh, 404 is down. Thunderpilot got the jump at that angle through one of the basement windows.
Wow, Swooty with another one. Otto looking for a pickup.
Thunder down, but not out. You can call it out, but now he's out.
Otto's the last one up. He gets this one in the middle building. It is a 3v1. This could be it for Globochem. They could be losing their first map in the entire season.
The perfect streak may be over here, folks. Get those Fs ready in chat.
Ooh, the shots are out. They know he's here. But this is the right move. If he can rotate around back, somehow infiltrate the bottom story.
I don't think he'd be able to get the cap, but at least he can defend himself from down there.
Oh, he's getting suppressed. The radio comms have to be coming out here. They got to know Otto's here.
I don't think you need radio comms. They're all in the same building.
That is true. You don't even need to radio in. Chief goes down. Now it's a 2v1. Otto might be able to do this.
Holy crap, will he be able to defend his team's legacy?
40 seconds left. Swooty's peeking. At this point, just hold your ground. Don't peek. Don't get susceptible to a pick. Oh my gosh, neither go down.
This is insane.
Where is Biggie in all of this? He's not in a position to be defending.
Oh, Otto's trying to fake the scream.
He has 20 seconds left. He has to push in fast. He has to get into this bottom story.
He misses his shot. Oh, he gets hit, but he's not out.
He has 10
seconds left.
Biggie's rotating around now. 5 seconds. I don't think he has time for the cap, and Swooty peeks out. G-Men win the first map against Globochem in the season.
The reign is over.
We go into map 2. What's gonna happen?
I have no idea.
Woo. Reminder, everybody, that was Globochem's map pick, and G-Men took it away from him. 4-3.
Mine. Never mind. I couldn't make that mine work.
Wow. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm very happy. That was a great round to see.
We got. For those in the studio, we got G-Men's #1 fan.
Yeah, probably.
We are going to Cargo.
Wow.
What a drastic change. We go from the biggest map to probably one of the smallest.
This is interesting. I expect a rotation out of the squad from Globochem. I think Mix is going to be brought in here. I could be wrong, but I anticipate maybe this is where I would think they might do a sub if they're going to use their roster.
All right. Can you just message them to hold the game? My game just crashed.
Sure.
Thank you.
Messages out. Bring up that scoreboard for you. Update it. Get everything in order.
What do you think Globochem capitalized on that map better?
They could. They kept going into the defense of G-Men. They kept going into the backside, and that's not where that's where all the defense was. If they had just tried to go for the front open corner that they had, smokes on objective, it could have been a cap there. But they kept going. They kept going to G-Men's strong side, and G-Men just defended where they were.
And to put some context to this kind of minor win, not even SMC could do this.
Yeah, they didn't lose. I mean, I'm talking. We're rolling back to like the beginning of to ESL too. I don't know if they. I think they lost one map maybe at the start of ESL, but I don't think they lost the I think they won all 3 maps in the finals. Am I wrong on that? No, they won They won the 2 maps on the finals. So their win streak dates back to through ESL. In terms of how long it's been since that's a long time to lose a map, dude. A map we're talking here. All right, let me. I think they have one dropped. Is it 9 out of 10 now? Okay. It's always good to have strong communication with the teams that are involved, you know?
Oh yeah, no, that's what really makes this game so wonderful, rather than say like a Call of Duty or anything like that. It's just that the communication aspect of this game is much more important. It's actually probably just as important as the raw skill aspect and even the positioning aspect. You can't do this game alone.
I mean, I was more talking about how quickly we got you in and out of the game. But you're
absolutely... that works too.
But you're absolutely right, dude. You're absolutely right. Communication is huge in this game, 100%.
Yeah, it's always a logistical problem with me. But...
Todd is going to become the living meme of this the VR Master League, everybody, and that's fine with me. I think it's fine with Todd.
I'm okay with that. Oh yeah, no, I love memes. I am a man of the memes.
You got to bring that up with Smoils. I'm sure he would love to get you up a nice, pretty drawing.
Oh, of course I would love that. I'm such a narcissist.
I think those Smoil artwork pieces are going for a pretty penny on the black market too, from what I hear. Thousands.
I'll pay. I will pay anything. I'll have a cast where I only mention Smoils the entire time. Like,
all you say is.
Team Smoils is really good at the offensive.
No. We can't feed into it.
Is that just a sample?
We're going to be hopping into cargo for the next map, though. Should be exciting to see. I wonder, I mean, this is G-Men's choice. They picked this close-range map, which is kind of surprising.
It's nice to have to kind of throw everyone into the mix, I guess, in a way. Just change it up drastically. Especially with this map, which is to, probably half the player base. It's very new. It used to be out before I was in the game. I'm going to say that. But for, like I said, half the player base, mainly the Oculus players who got the game later, they haven't had this map in a season before.
Yeah, it is still, I feel like it's still in the, surprisingly, halfway through the season, it's still in the feeling out stage. Players are still sort of developing strategies, getting used to how people play these maps, how they play this map in particular, rather. We are into our first round on cargo. Globochem on the defensive. We'll see what G-Men can do.
0-0, guys. 0-0.
Mine's grenade. I need another one. Pop another one for me.
Early nades out, trying to block the field of vision
Yeah, that is something we should.
Intersection point.
That is something we should talk about. You can't throw flashes or frags within the first 15 of the round, so instead you see a lot of smokes for defensive positioning. And look at how aggressive Globochem is. Raphael's pushing up with some shots, and they did sub Raph in for this map.
Who did they take out? Arsenic.
Yeah, they took out Arsenic.
And Raphael is just known for his close range.
Oh.
It only makes sense.
Now we're into a 3v4 just like that. Members going down all around. Pants is going in for a flank, but I think Pineapple hears this, and Pineapple should catch this out. Pants does manage to pop out. Uh-oh, and now you're in a quick trade with him, and that's going to be tough.
1-on-4 action here. Advantage Globochem.
Wow, they absolutely rolled over those guys inside the tank, inside these crates, rather, and now it is all up to Chief.
Pineapple can try to run out the. Oh, he didn't just suit up. Never mind. The whole thing I was about to talk about, he decided not to do.
Yeah, he said ops for the middle. Raph tosses the flash. I don't think that lands, but Raph's in the position to catch Pineapple right here. I think he sees the feet. You got to be careful of that when you come out of these little doorways. Your feet are visible underneath, and so I think Raph saw that and just dumped some rounds on him, pre-fired him before he came around.
Yeah, it's really easy to forget that. You see this giant wall in front of you, you think, oh, this is good. No, it's not. You got your Achilles heel literally exposed there.
Wow. Wow. It's the Achilles heel of the map. Gotta be careful. I like that. Gotta utilize that. It's great word usage right there, Todd.
Could be every time you use it.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
Todd Haberkorn, 2018.
For Onward president.
Globochem picking up a nice defensive win there, though.
As always, it's been the defensive wins.
It's true. That is true. We'll see if that pattern continues. See if G-Man can also put up a strong defense, but I don't know, man. Globochem played that really well.
Yeah, no, they really just shut down any offense that was taken out. At that midpoint, like that major structure at the midpoint is where most of the action happens, and it's really interesting is that it's just so open there. Whoever has the good cover will win. So it's about getting there first, basically, and trying to intercept the offense as it tries to move across. My 2 cents.
I like it. I agree with it. And I love hearing different inputs on this map because players play it so differently. You know, like Pants there on that push played so aggressively on this far west side. I mean, he just jammed up this tunnel. And because he plays so fast, he sprints around to the corner and manages to get information and then reacts on it in a second. It's just so interesting to see how fast he plays it in comparison to somebody else like Raph. Not even Raph. He was playing aggressively, trying to think of a real slow player.
Oh, the board?
It's hard on this map. It's just such a fast map.
Oh, that is interesting. I'm sorry, I'm just going to report a bug right now. James, we're hearing the voices of players where their dead bodies are.
Oh, whoa. That's spooky.
Yes, it is. Very haunted. I think I heard you want me to rehost the map as well, so we might be going into a rehost here. Prepare yourselves for that.
It's the haunted cargo.
Let me update that score. Halloween event ideas right here, guys. You're welcome.
That is really disconcerting that I can hear like voices coming out of random places.
I'm looking at the roster. It doesn't look like we are restarting the map. We will be hopping in. You're in, right? You didn't leave?
Yeah, I'm in.
Okay, good.
I would let you know.
Okay. Curious to see if we have a similar defensive strategy from G-Men.
So this one's a harder one to cap on actually. It's It's got that back end, like we've always talked about before, where you can just defend from. So you basically have to expose yourself if you want to get the cap. Only other alternative is to kill everyone.
Ooh, G-Man tries to get up in aggressive trades with Toast. They're both resable. Raphael utilizing his shield to come up this tunnel.
One by the red box, inside red
He's
box.
calling everyone out through his shield, which is why the shield's actually a really important tool in this game.
Inside of it. There's
And
someone
also
here
just
on the right
demonstrated
side.
its
Someone
nade
naded us. I don't know where.
proofness.
Yeah.
You can see Thunder trying to peek over it. Doesn't catch anybody. Raph with the call out for that nade. Raph tossing one of his own, catches 404. Nicely done.
There's one in the middle, red box.
Dude behind him just falls backward.
Thunder's down.
Wasn't able to duck behind that shield properly.
G-Man's calling out positions here.
And 1 and 2 as well.
Ooh, Biggie with a pickup. The callouts from G-Man coming in clutch.
Very effective call-outs. It's about those resible call-outs, you know. Will Toast take out G-Man? G-Man is still a threat, even though he can't fire a gun.
You can't take him out. He's on the other side. He's inside the other cargo building. Toast is going to have to rotate around and go get that finished off kill.
There's a little bit of G-Man kind of poking out, though, so maybe.
That is true.
I'm sorry, the man, but I should be calling him the man, but
I know, it's hard. Toast getting suppressed here. Shots from Swooty through the cracks. Oh, does manage to pick up Toast. Now it's a 2v4. Scratch that. 1v3.
Otto and Biggie Smalls here about to kind of square off here. Otto moving into the building right behind Biggie Smalls. I don't know if he's really aware of Biggie's presence, but he will be now. Yeah, he saw him.
Now a 2v1. Otto really has been playing pretty well in these clutch scenarios. We'll see if he can pull this out. Looking for Chief Pineapple. I think he found him. No, he didn't. Chief's still the last one up, but he did manage to grab another. Chief now rotating around. We're in a 1v1. Chief has to be careful here. If he's too noisy, he's going to let Otto know of his position. And Otto has all the time in the world, 3 minutes and 20 seconds left.
Chief's kind of playing pretty chill too. He's mainly focusing on the objective, he's waiting for Otto basically, I think. I think he probably knows, he probably heard the footsteps and he knows Otto is right there. He's just waiting to see which side Otto chooses to kind of approach the objective from.
I'm hearing voices again.
From random places, or?
I don't know. Anyway, Otto.
You could be going crazy.
I could be. That's very true. Chief, I think, with a smart rotation to kind of get away from Otto, but Otto's been looking over there the entire time he's pushed. I think if Chief managed to stay inside the building he was in, might have been more effective. But this is what we're talking about. This objective is cappable. If Otto can get behind this crate and get behind, you know, he can get into a position where he can cap objective. Chief might miss him. No, he peeks just at the right time.
Jinx.
Indeed. Well, the trend continues, huh?
Yeah, the defense just has that advantage. It might be less of a defensive advantage on these other objective points, namely the one that we're actually about to go to, English Hard. Mainly because there's just so many capping places on this. You can kind of nuzzle between this tank here and the wall, and you're basically you're not easily spotted there. Put it that way. And you got a decent amount of cover, except for whatever's in front of you. But
No, you can absolutely cap from there. You manage to work your way around into the crevice of the map. You can maneuver yourself into all sorts of different positions, and you're going to see some shots, some pre-fires, some smokes onto this main lane. Very common strategy you see, because this is where people die or don't die. You get lucky crossing or you don't. See if we see any pre-fire on this objective in particular.
oh, you will. I guarantee it. Any good team knows to take any opportunity that they can, and this is a pretty decent one. And what's really interesting though is also these crates, like namely the one I'm kind of focusing on here, is there's like a rule I believe with these, and that is you could shoot through one with reduced damage, but you can't shoot through two. So that's something that plays out.
Yeah.
On this map. It's
I also
weird cover.
I also believe I've heard that as well. So.
Onward myths.
Yeah.
We need a myth.
We gotcha. We're here. Wow, we should start that channel. Onward
Yes.
Mythbuster channel.
There you go. Dibs on Adam.
Oh, but this has been a hell of a series, if I may say
I think
so.
they're rehosting.
Oh, are we? Oh, good call. Good call. Way to pay attention to things
Yeah.
here.
I'm
Let
saying
me
this has been a while.
pop out. I'm sure they're aware of that. Okay. Okay, coming in. Open a spot. Let me cut you over to the scoreboard again while we sort our issues. Thanks for tuning in, ladies and gents. If you are just stopping by, this is the second map. We are on Cargo. First map went 4-3 to G-Man.
The first map, nonetheless, that Globochem has lost this season. And they had a pretty good streak.
So, we will keep you updated with the new and improved score as we go through this, but just try to keep in your mind.
I'll go back out.
Are you in, by the way?
Yeah, I'm joining right now. I said I'm bad at remembering numbers, which is, I don't know
All right.
if I do good in this game, but
Yeah, right?
things just happen, man.
I mean, yeah, but if you to cap in this game, you have to remember a 7-digit code and then go to a different page on your tablet and punch that code in. You can't reference it unless you go exit out of punching in the code, go back to it, check it. It costs a lot of time to check your code, so you have to memorize this 7-digit code. And
Yeah.
if you're not good at memorizing numbers,
Really good at it. Some people are just naturally really good at it. I am not one of them.
yeah, that is true. Sick.
How I managed to get caps, I don't know, but it just happens.
I think sickness is. I think sickness is probably one of the fastest cappers I've seen.
So, like, some people are just really good with numbers. I've had friends who can remember phone numbers just in their head.
That is true.
Like I said, I am not one of them.
I think we are all sorted. Every member is in. We do have a another same spawn again, unfortunately. But
They just really like that one, I guess.
yeah.
And right after we had all that nice commentary about that other spawn, just never works out. Once again, so for those of you just tuning in, we were talking about the spawn before, how it's really a defensive advantage because if you look here, you have all the space in the back, towards the back, that you can just hang out and defend from. And you can kind of trap people in there and you kind of get your advantage from there. We'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, I don't know if Globochem are going to be interesting to see if they do have anyone back there, or if they're going to send up their aggressive defense like they did the last few rounds. Just a reminder, it is tied up 1-1. We've already played 2 rounds on this cargo map, but we had to remake. There's the pre-fire. Didn't land on that street though, or on that main roadway.
Globochem's kind of holding off at the midpoint there, trying not to cross at that open space that I've talked about before, which makes you really vulnerable. Oh, Toast might once again prove me wrong. Oh, he chooses not to.
Swooty gets fragged. He gets rezzed quickly by Chief. Those smokes from Chief not going to really do much. But this G-Men squad's playing it very passively. I think maybe they are adapting to how fast Globochem pushed them last time.
Yeah, when you go against an aggressive team like that, you gotta hang back and kind of pick them off as they come. You can't be aggressive against the aggressive. It just
Oh, you can.
it doesn't.
If you have,
well, you can.
it just you're gonna be rolling the dice on shots then at that point. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna be the faster shot? Who's gonna be better? Who's gonna win the trades? Because that's what you're gonna get, guys colliding right into each other.
But to be kind of brutally honest, I wouldn't want to be, well, personally speaking, I wouldn't want to be rolling the dice against a team like Globochem. I want to control the situation, you know.
Yeah, I think that is what you normally see as well. Nice, strong defensive hold here from Globochem. All pretty standard positions, I think. Nothing really out of the ordinary. Raph is that one in the back, kind of monitoring. But everybody else holding angles. Probably be another minute before G-Men get into range. Swooty pushing up.
Yeah. He's trying to get into that dark room there. Well, no, he's not. I'm sorry. Angle problems.
That's an interesting crack there he's peeking through. Not finding anything. Chief moving up behind him. 404 did manage to get across. He'll be the one that's going to be coming in from the east. Some shots from Swooty don't quite land on anything. I'm not sure where they were. Maybe just suppressive.
I don't think there's. What were you suppressing, man? It's just you're shooting at a crate that's just on the other side.
I'm pretty sure you can shoot through those doors.
Oh, okay.
So he's just trying to see if he finds anybody camping there. Toss from Chief, and Swooty might be running into Pants here pretty shortly.
Just stay down because look like
Pants is in a good defensive position. I wouldn't move if I were him, but then again, I'm not Pants, so.
Ooh, a pick coming out. That was a really nice shot from 404 on the back end.
He just turned the game into his favor now, and they're on the attack, which is something we haven't really seen before. We've always seen the defense kind of.
I think.
getting the,
Well, I think we did have a one. We did get down to a 1v1 last round.
Yeah, we did, but it's kind of going against the standard flow of the game so far.
Yeah, we'll
Put it that way.
see if Pants can get a refrag and tie things up here. Swooty is going to be peeking out from that doorway. Oh, Toast going down with a trade. He's resable. Thunder's going to rotate around for that res, very likely.
He's got to be very careful though, unless someone kicks out. But he's actually pretty safe, so he got it.
Fuck off. I need you.
Raph picking him up.
I think I heard it. It's like, I need you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, Swooty and Pants are looking right at each other, but Pants isn't peeking. 404 goes down by Thunder. Pants peeks and finds his man. Now the aggression comes in from Globochem after they found some picks. Chief gets hit once. No, they do find a refrag. 2v3. The flank from Toast could be devastating.
But he's not supposed to moving back.
Nice frag lands on G-Men.
Revive his man, literally. Toast and Man are just neighbors apart here. Who will get this jump here? They're both moving to the edge here. Does he see him? He doesn't.
I don't think Chief sees him in the dark either. The 1v3.
You can only really see that person after they've really started shooting at each other, but too late. Globochem won. The defensive advantage shows through again.
Does indeed. Even with that early pick, G-Men couldn't utilize it. And flash you the score here. It's actually 2-1. Reminder again, we'll go back to that Volk advantage. Globochem start on Volk this map, so if we go to another best of 7, it'll be them going into that Volk defensive for their winning the winning point. I don't know. Would it be interesting if we just basically boiled down this series to Volk advantages? It would come in the favor of G-Men because they have the final map on Volk.
Yeah, no. There's so many variables in between them. I don't think it's really right
absolutely.
Yeah, just speculate that. But theoretically, from what we've seen, scientifically speaking,
yes, scientifically,
G-Men have the advantage.
But you're right. There's a lot of variables. Globochem are, I think, looking stronger on this cargo map than G-Men. I think if they can manage to put together a nice Marsoc offensive here, they could kind of rattle this G-Men cage. They definitely need this map, though, because if they don't come away with it, G-Men win the series.
I think what Globochem has that G-Men might not have so much of is they have specialists. I'm not talking about the class. I'm talking about the people and what they're good at. They have Arsenic, who's their sniper. They have Raphael as their close range. They've got Pants as a really good close range too. They just got people who they could cycle in and out depending on their map and just be an adaptable team.
Here we go into our fourth round rather, on this cargo map.
I don't know if you heard it. There was a pretty good YOLO coming from the G-Men side. I don't know if you were looking.
I was.
Yep. Not exactly a strategy I would employ, but you never know.
The man does push up aggressively, though. A really fast push from Globochem up this tunnel. It seems to be the strategy from them. The man picks up one. That's a nice early grab for G-Men.
Toast is chucking a grenade. Almost gets him, just a bit off mark. Man's repositioning. He's kind of facing toward this this cluster of Globochem here in the tunnel. It's not really a cluster, but
He doesn't have an angle, though. He's just going to be only able to see if anyone comes out of that front room where Otto is. He won't be able to see anyone out of the tunnel.
he doesn't have to have the angle though. He just has to catch people as they come out of the tunnel. But people are going to get the angle out.
No, I'm saying G-Man. He can't see the tunnel from there. The man can't see the tunnel.
Oh, you can't. Oh, never mind. You are right. My apologies. Todd don't know anything.
Gotta play them maps, boy.
I feel like I do a million hours.
1,000,001. The man should hear Otto. Actually, I think Otto's walking slowly enough.
Raphael's kind of peeking out now.
He's fine. No one's looking at that tunnel.
Yeah. Giving the all clear for his teammate Thunder. Ooh, Otto and the man are about to square off. Otto's being sneaky.
I think the man is
Get
maybe...
that angle.
I think he might be able to see the gun barrel if he peeks just enough. Yeah, I think he does see the gun barrel here.
Oh, but the man gets it.
Got my second down.
The frag on 404 on the backside, though, opens up his side. Raph gets picked even with the shield. That's not good for Globochem. It's a 4v2. Sudi with some confirmation shots. 404 is resable, so he's been radioing in information. I think Sudi's going to get that res off. What Toast can do in the center area.
G-Men 5 strong, Globochem 2 strong. Not looking great for the Globochem.
I think Toast got tagged, but he did not get down. And gets a frag on the back end. A nice response. Thunder gets picked up. Toast gets picked up by Biggie. Just like that, Globo's off the radar.
2-2 each team here. It's just it's always the same. It's defense.
Hold up. Tell him to hold up a sec. Actually, I can do it. My monitor. One of my monitors just turned off. I don't know why. Yeah. Oh. They can't hear you right now, though. What's going on here? Hold on a sec. Huh. I'm sorry, I'm having some capture card issues. Sec. Uh-oh. Yeah. No, we'll have to let it go. I'm still in the round, so they can't hear you, so it's fine. No, nothing's coming up right now. I'm missing around. I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure it out. All right. That's fine. Fixing it. Just relax. Second here. That's some weird ass fuck happening. Oh boy. Okay. I think we're only gonna miss a round. I'll message Biggie again. Okay, I'm gonna miss this. We are gonna miss it. Ugh. Todd, you're still in there, right? I can't hear him either because my sound's all jacked up. Alright, guys, that was a crazy bug. I don't know what just happened for my entire system. It was my system, that was my setup, not James. Got it fixed. Alright. Todd,
Can you
how's
hear
the
me
round?
again? Currently, Globochem, the defending team, is probably going to win this. They have 4 of their players. I'm sorry, scratch that. 3 of their players up to G-Men's 2. Make that 1 now. Yeah, it's looking like a Globochem defense win again.
Okay.
Right now, it's only Biggie Smalls versus Thunder Pilot, Raphael, and Pants. So
Gonna be an uphill battle.
it is a very uphill battle indeed. I don't know if you can see it yet, but Biggie Smalls is kind of hanging around that middle building. There is a defensive line just beyond it, and Pants is currently hanging out in the long tunnel. The objective is near where the long tunnel is. It's in the square of crates, if I can describe it as that. Biggie Smalls is beginning to move up on the square of crates. Inside one of the crates is Thunder Pilot. Oh, but he's getting hit and he's taken out by Pants, who peeked.
Alright. Should be able to get it in here shortly.
The current score is 3-2, advantage Globochem. Once again, if you can hear me and if you're tuning in, I apologize for the technical difficulties.
Yeah, we're gonna be in for the next. We're gonna be in for the next round as long as they don't start without me. Not getting a response, so I'm gonna look up him in Steam. Shoot. Yep. Where's my friends list?
Are they in a league general?
All right, we got him.
Yeah, they're in a league general.
Apologies, folks. It happens, though. Can't really control that.
Stuff happens.
Can't really control it. But we're in now. All is well. And yeah, score is 3-2. Second map on cargo.
Globochem can win this round. They can get a map back right off the bat instead of having to pray that their defensive advantage will carry them through.
Right.
Which it has been for all the games so far, at least. It's always been defense. No offensive team has won. They've come close, but they haven't.
Here we go. We
Next
missed a
round
round,
starting.
but it is 3-2, not 2-1. Globochem could win the map here if they can manage to either grab themselves a cap or finish off the other team. Early smoke there allows them to cross that hot lane. I think it's a good smoke. Like it disappeared for me.
That's a good smoke. Covers a bit. Making it really cool. Wow, Globochem's being really aggressive on Marsoc here. Already taking up that center.
Oh my gosh, there's only 2 left on G-Men's side. Biggie Smalls looks for Pants. He does manage to catch the aggressor. That's a huge pickup.
But Pants isn't down and Biggie Smalls did not double tap. Pants is calling out all the defensive positions with that great line of sight he's got for like the first carpet container.
Yeah, no, he can easily peek that corner too, I think. If he walks in his play space, he can manage to see where Biggie is. I think Chief has to
And the-
secure this.
He can also see the objective and who's nearby. So I'm
This is the map for Globochem. If they can kill Biggie, he's the last one defending.
Container your side. He's looking both ways because he doesn't know what's going on. That means he might not have people coming on
Biggie grabs.
pants.
I know. Biggie grabs another. They are pushing him though. He's gonna have a tough time holding.
Biggie got
Can't get toast.
Oh, nice job.
Woo! Globochem pick up the map.
Wins the map.
4-2.
It's gonna be interesting to see what Globochem choose for their next map. After all, Cargo was G-Man's map, and it seems to be that. Are they readying up? Oh, they're just trying. They might have to rehost. Yeah, they got the rehost. Oh no, they're just gonna play it.
Wonder why.
Interesting. Maybe they're just gonna wait till.
Oh, they're gonna kill each other and then move on to the next round.
Makes sense. But it's back to my point. While they're just kind of mucking about here, it's like it used to be in the previous season where the advantage was to be able to choose your map and play it to your advantage. But nowadays, a lot of teams are opting to choose a Volk first rather than a map. Just an interesting little change that option.
Just horsing around here, finishing off the map so we can vote on a new one.
Biggie with the kill. Biggie kills pants. Globochem won the unofficial round. Expert play. Expert play.
Yeah.
Let's see what map we're gonna vote on. It's looking like Suburbia.
That wasn't surprise me. I was gonna say I think that Globochem are gonna go Suburbia.
Yeah, they seem to be pretty good with that map. They've got some good close range people. Oh no, they're going Bazaar. It's another good choice. Bazaar's always a fun one. There's a lot of aspects to that map. So
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, it's great to see that. I think it's great to see Bazaar be the map that we're going to decide this series on too. It's been so incredibly competitive, and Bazaar is such like a man. I don't know who's going to win this map. It's a toss-up. If G-Men play tight and defensive, I don't know if that's going to work on this map as effectively as it did on Downfall.
So it's a weird map because there's so many lines of sight that are just blocked, whereas there's so many lines of sight that aren't blocked. It's everything in one Onward on this map. That's why I love this map. On this map, to put it this way, you have to really hone all your skills from a player's standpoint. Your range skills, your close-in skills, your communication skills. You have to really kind of formulate plans on this map. That's why I like it.
The wood, I always highlight it as one of my favorite aspects. All the penetration that can go on there in that middle Bazaar.
Yeah, the only real cover you have there is, well, you have a little bit of cover from the wood, but it's mainly a visual cover. So you shoot, you have to move.
Yeah.
Put it that way. But you do have, even if you don't choose to shoot, you have really good visual kind of spying location where people can't easily see you, but you can easily see them.
Yeah, you can peek through the cracks of the wood.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I'm sorry, I didn't explain that.
Look through those tight cracks. It's hard for people to identify you. A lot of spots that people like to use these really small cracks to get information on.
This first objective is really interesting. It's Really nice capping one. We might see some good capping action here.
We are on our way into the first round of the last map of the series. It is all tied up. One map to each team. Comes down to this. Czar.
Defensive positioning on this objective is just so key. There's just so many ways that there's so many variables. Put it that way.
Yeah,
The spawn location.
You gotta watch out for this spawn location. This fast one is deadly. Oh no, we had a disconnect on Globochem. I witnessed it live.
Man. Well, it's too late now, right? It's past 15 seconds.
It is.
Yes,
Oh,
to play it
no.
out. That is the worst.
This is the deciding map, and they have a disconnect. I mean, unreal. See what Raph can do. He's the aggressor here. Shots from 404 on the this balcony area here. I'm not sure he's landing any of those. And he's gonna miss the cross, so they are gonna get one across that street.
Pants is kind of using the void again, like we said before, kind of as a spying location. He's trying to see if there's anyone really openly defending that objective that he can pick off and easily try to get a cap on, but they're doing a pretty good job defending. Shots coming from Mini Bazaar.
I think that was actually from Thunder back here. He's trying to hit him on that ramp. More shots onto Toast land from that ramp position.
No one who hasn't disconnected is out. Put it that way.
Now Toast and Thunder across. Toast might run into Swooty here. I think Swooty's playing it a little slower though. Meanwhile, look at Thunder. He's getting into an aggressive position. Toast with some shots on the back, picks up one. Now it's a 4v4.
Oh,
Thunder's upstairs. Gets pineapple.
Just one of those surprise moments. You take that position to get a good visual, but if you can't see them come in, you have to get out of there.
Yeah, this is, well, it's okay still for G-Men. They are on objective, but Globochem are looking good here with 2 down. They are in a 4v3. They did have one disconnect. I don't even know if they know that yet, though.
I think they just assumed that the dude died.
Ooh.
Who was it that disconnected? You know?
Yeah, 404 almost team killed the man. I think he shot him in the leg.
Thunderpilot's kind of moving up on that objective building, one that's kind of occupied by 404. Will he be able to get through the 2 windows?
Looking for it. Wow.
Nice angle. The man ducked under it, pops up below it now. He's trying to look for where those shots came from, but they've retreated. At least Thunder has retreated back into that 2-story building.
I think it's up to the man and Biggie to hold their tight angles here. 4 guys are going to be crashing down on this objective. They have to be aware of the coordination.
This is where it gets really tricky. There's just so many places that you can get capped from and you just don't know it. If they like sneak up with their tablet out, you won't hear a thing, and the next thing you know, you've capped on. Thunderpilot's getting a little sneaky in this. I'm sorry, no, wrong perspective. He is getting a little sneaky. He's trying to get into this building here, where occupied by the man. I think the man has heard him, and is.
I don't know. I don't think Thunder's made any sound yet.
Oh, here we go. Oh, Thunder gets it. Will he get the cap? He's hesitating a little bit. Up, he takes up Biggsy, chooses not to go for the cap, takes up Biggie Smalls, and secures the win. On offense!
Yeah, that's a bit more characteristic of a Globochem push. On offense, down a man. But that's a bit more characteristic of a Globochem push right there. Very strong, converging at the same points. No picks coming out early. Whew, that's looking very good for Globochem right now. They're using that momentum of their win on Cargo.
We have to see now how Globochem will defend it. See if they could withstand the G-Man attack.
Yeah, I think I think that spawn played a big factor into their approach, obviously. They had the quick spawn, so they were able to kind of play aggressively on this west side. Managed to cross that street, and if he could have just shut down that west cross, would have been a different story. But once you get across this street, it's just real trouble as a defensive team to prevent anyone. It's like, gosh, I'm trying to think of a good analogy, but it's like rats in your house. They're just all throughout all these little windows and rooms, and it's so hard to find people once they manage to cross that street.
They spread out, they find the good places, and they capitalize on them. That's what Globochem does.
They're going to get the same spawn for G-Men. See how they act on it.
I was kind of secretly predicting that they would go by tank spawn. But behold, Todd is wrong yet again.
Yeah, they call out the smokes really early. I think that's going to warrant a rotation from the squad. I don't think those are good smokes either. I don't know if that's going to do the job. It might block vision enough, but Otto could have an angle. Biggie and Sweetie across. Biggie with a really nice pickup in the middle. He's going to get tagged by Toast, but he grabs Toast, a double for Biggie. This is looking very good for G-Men. They're coming up on this west side, just like we were saying, and now they're in. Another trade. What is happening? G-Men answering back on Globochem. It's 2v5 right now.
Oh my goodness. Just, they're taking the same tactic, basically, just being unrelentless.
It's the exact same. It's the exact same tactic. They're running 3 on this side, and they're in position now to come on objective. They need to send 1 up the middle, and I think that's what Chief is doing. He has Pat out.
Chief Pineapple taking that high ground above Otto. Will he just jump on Otto if Otto decides to kind of go outside?
Thunder with a nice pickup grabs Chief from going in and getting that cap.
Four-on-two action here. G-Man's got time. How will they play it?
I think Globo's in the right defensive positions too. They're watching this side. This is where everyone's stacked as well. They all are on this west area. They don't have anyone coming up the middle yet. Who is that way in the back? It's the man who's just kind of watching for any potential flanks, which is smart. This team is known to flank.
Especially Pants. He's the ultimate flanker. There are times I've played with him where it's just suddenly he's behind you and you don't even know it.
It's the worst.
It is the worst.
I think that's what the man's trying to deny, but now he's going a little bit of a longer route. Thunder getting a little bit exposed. 404 takes some shots and doesn't land any.
Card.
He did hit him, but he didn't take him out.
Okay, so he lands some shots. Thunder and Otto, the brother duo. See if they're...
Thunder taking cover after some severe suppressive fire from Swooty.
Yeah, he has a couple of pairs of eyes on his window there.
Otto can't really reposition to help him out at all without exposing himself, so it's really up to Thunder to try to defend himself for right now.
404 healed himself, so he got tagged there by Thunder on the cross. Thunder peeks the window, doesn't shoot 404. Wow. Real close interaction there.
Otto kind of making sure people aren't sneaking up on that objective right there. Once again, like I said before, people can sneak on it. It has been done, and it can be done.
Another gets picked up by Otto, turns it into a 3v2. The advantage is slowly getting picked away.
Globochem are just good at switching up their gameplay style so quick.
404 is super exposed here as he tries to cross over to this other side of the wall. Thunder decides to peek that window. It's going to be bad news. Oh, he does get spotted, though. 2 minutes left.
Yeah, the man's got to start rushing toward there if he wants to be there in time to before the round end, really.
Yeah, he is very far away. He needs to get up to where 404 is.
At least. 404 doesn't have... He's in a safe spot, but he doesn't have too much he can do with that spot there. If he gets spotted, there's only 2 ways he can go.
I think Thunder just peeked his window and didn't see Biggie prone here in this lane, so Biggie could slip between the two of them if they're not diligent on their defense.
And Biggie's just trying to be really quiet by lying full prone, which makes absolutely no sound. Trying to utilize that cover that small amount of cover, nonetheless, to the maximum ability that he can. Just trying to pick off probably Thunder Pilot. He doesn't really see where Otto is. He's only got a minute left, so he's got to make a move really soon. Otherwise, that's 2 for Globochem.
Yeah, he needs the distraction of 404 and the man. Oh no, a team kill. The man picking up 404. That is such a huge lack of map knowledge. Oh, that's not what they need.
2 words. That sucks.
That's not what they need. 35 seconds left. It's going to be up to Biggie to slide between these two and Cap, and I don't know if he'll do it in time. I don't think he can prone there in 30 seconds, so...
The man needs to pull off something too. Is he going to roll out with his tablet open or something? I don't know.
That's what Biggie has to do. The man, 18 seconds left.
Yeah, that's all you can do. You can't... There's no way at this point.
I think he's going to look for the pick on Otto, and he doesn't get
Oh,
it.
he misses! He knows another threes, and that's it.
Wow, and Globochem hold on to a really nice 2v5 defense. A little help from G-Men with a team kill on the back end. Really unfortunate there, but...
Anything for a brother, right? So next objective is East Courtyard. A couple of good capping places here, but also a really nice defending place just because the sheer good defense points that are kind of surrounding it. Only issue with it is the objective's right at the corner where it's kind of out of sight, so you have to move around a bit if you want to defend it to the max.
Yeah, it does require a little bit of that panic movement from Volk if you're the last one alive. You got to make sure you're covering all your angles.
You call it panic movement, I call it repositioning.
That'd be more of the dance on objective if you're the last alive and you kind of have to hold all the angles.
Many have danced that before. Let's see if that happens here. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Ooh, is it quick spawn?
It is.
It is quick spawn. Key behind this is
Jesse and I are gonna watch.
they can get to these twin towers, if I can call them that, before Vulcan can. The Marsoc can get to the twin towers before Vulcan. I'm sorry, I wasn't clear there. Which means that you can basically just rush up onto objective and sometimes even cap it right off the bat.
Yeah, just like that, they take control of Kaya. Ghost Raft, second story, watching out over towards the man. He's in a nice pile of rubble looking for some shots on the north side.
Toast is trying to peek out those small windows, trying to stare down the stairway here, see if you can pick off anyone who's trying to defend there. No one's there yet.
The nade is going to come out down the street, though. Not going to find anybody.
Yeah, there's just no one there. It's an insurance policy, those nates are, just to make sure that no one's hiding in that staircase there.
Right.
But it does give away that you are right there.
Toast enjoying his view on the balcony.
People pay good money for that, you know?
Right over the general store, man.
Oh, yeah. 404 is also trying to get the good view over the general store, but no one really in sight right off the bat there. He might get picked off by Toast if he looks over, or if he pokes up too far, but 404 is being smart. He is, didn't set the camera right. He is not moving right out there. Toast is trying to reposition now, maybe trying to get a better vantage where he can be more useful, but I know he's not, he's just moving up. Two minutes have gone by and not a single person has really been hit yet, I don't think. Maybe a little bit, but...
Yeah, Globo's been playing this fast spawn slow. They're not going to charge up the middle here. Instead, they're kind of looking for those characteristic picks that they are normally able to find, but G-Men is not letting that happen. They've kind of... Well, they're in a nice circular formation here. Ant's going to try and do a little rotation.
As he always does. Like I said, king of flanking right there.
Finds anything. Chief is watching that east side. But I think Pants can slip in between them and... I think the play is going to come out soon. The smokes and nades are coming.
Herald of the Angels. Here they come.
Now 404. Thunderpow's going to toss a nade in. I think it's a flash. No, that is another smoke. I don't know. Either way, Thunder manages to cross out. A trade happens. Thunder is resable.
Biggie Smalls doesn't see Pants. So he's trying to move around to the outside of the building.
Pants is on objective right now. Biggie has to get out here. Pants drops back, goes for the res on Thunder. Wow, he wants to turn it into a 2v3. There are shots going around everywhere. One down on East. Biggie shot more shots out.
Chief! Team killed. Or no, that was Pants. My bad.
The man's the last one in the alleyway. He rounds the corner. Now that's a 3-0 advantage. Globochem. This seems more characteristic of Globo's squad.
Yes, it does. This is what I was expecting at the beginning. Just this out of nowhere relentless play. Like they can be quiet for a while, then explosions everywhere. Put it that way.
Either way, it's going to be a tough comeback for G-Man. They're going to have to win a Marsoc round. The first one that they'll have won this series if they do. If they want to stay in this.
Globochem really came out on this map.
Yeah,
really
they did.
Good play.
Yeah, they did. They are doing very well right now. I mean, I'm surprised. Pants did exactly that. He came up in between all of that defense and got inside objective room. And if he wasn't there, that was game. If Biggie was watching middle area, he could have picked him up. But it's just...
I guess Globochem just wants to play with their prey today.
Apparently.
Which I don't think that's bad. This is a fun game, you know?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing G-Men grab a couple of rounds on this map. Lessen the blow to the MMR if they can do at least that. It would be nice.
Or even win.
Yeah. They can still win the series if they can come ahead with this map, but like I said, it's going to take quite a comeback.
Pants is gonna push. He's gonna push pockets towards the rest.
Not quite the fast spawn that Globo had.
What always strikes me about Globochem is like you can kind of pass by their spawn and they're not even talking about where they go. They know exactly where each one of them are going. They just know each other that well.
Yeah, it's all very planned. All laid out. They know their angles.
They trust each other too. They rely on each other.
Yeah, that's
So
what
it really.
that's what comes out of a team that's been around since season 1. They're very good with communication. G-Men also a season 1 team as well. By the way,
Yeah, both these teams are extremely experienced, probably some of the most experienced teams in the league.
watching Swooty slowly approach. He is the most forward aggressor for G-Men.
Yeah, he's trying to see if he can get into that Coyote Center, but it is currently occupied by Toast. He's kind of watching to make sure no one passes that checkout counter. As we all know, asset protection is a very important part of retail.
He's proned. Smart move to be prone here. If he was standing up, he could get caught out from any of these windows. Proning, he can utilize that wall coverage. He'll probably make his way all the way up to the middle of the bazaar and not be seen unless Toast catches him.
Yeah, if Toast stays where he's at, there's a good chance that he can make it to the middle of the bazaar. I agree. Science in action here, folks. Science in action. Very slow aggression on G-Men's part here. They're really taking their time. They're just trying to feel up the map, figure out where Globochem is positioned here. Which Globochem's pretty spaced out for defending too. They're not condensing on objective.
Yeah, it's a objective where there's a lot of different angles you have to cover. You have to make sure you don't get flanked on your east side. You have to make sure that nobody comes up that east road, and you have to watch north. There's a lot of different approaches you can get close to objective. And it seems like they're kind of opting to catch out those pushes. They're not really staying tight on objective, waiting for the push. Looking for a pick.
Biggie Smalls is making that move out into the middle of the bazaar, like we were saying before. Oh, but he gets shot.
The tumble, and Toast catches him. Moves to second story, relocates, shoot and move.
Always a good plan. You're always exposed when you fire, especially without a suppressor. Chief Pineapple probably knows where Toast relocated to if he heard his footsteps. He's choosing to kind of play it behind the cover of the pallet stack.
I don't think Toast can see him there either. Meanwhile, on that far east side, who is that? I think it's 404.
Smoke coming out, trying to block the view from the windows in the alleyway toward objective there, but they lands in the corner of the bazaar. Not exactly vision blocking, but it might work.
Man, Toast is looking right at those pallets, but he just doesn't quite see Chief. Swooty is on the second story, looking for Toast, and can't find him because he's not in the right second story.
There is a window that he can catch him on, and he's probably audible right now by his walking. I don't think Swooty knows that Toast is there. But Toast, if he backs it, yep, that's what I was talking about.
Wow, a really nice shot there from Toast, securing another kill. G-Men now down 3. This is Globochem winning the series here if they can manage to pick up 3 more.
The down 2.
Yes, they're down 2-3. Might be down to 2 soon, with Toast here looking right at Chief.
They're kind of dancing a little bit. Third kill for Toast. Toast is on fire.
Yeah, he's playing very well in this guy. Might find another, doesn't. Gets finally picked up, the refrag from the man. Now it's a 2v4.
The Toast has popped.
404 might find Pants here. He does. Very patient and slow. 45 seconds left. Now it's a 2v3.
Just gotta kill off these 3 people or get the cap somehow. If they get Raphael, they can cap. They're pretty spaced out.
Thunder did pick up another there. Ooh.
Oh, Oh.
The man trying to cross. Globochem picking up the final kill, the final point, and the map for the series. They will win
Good game.
2-1. Wow, that's the best they've been challenged yet.
Yeah, no, it's the first map that Globochem has lost.
Actually, not the best they've been challenged. They lost 7 points to SMC. So SMC actually faring a little bit better, although, yeah, they did lose their first map in the season. They're not unbeatable, I guess.
They're not unbeatable, but they're just really hard.
Yeah, they're still a very skilled team, obviously showing through that with Bazaar.
By the way, did you take the
Wow.
name of the guy that?
That was a great series. That was a lot closer of a series than I was anticipating.
Oh yeah, no, that was. I honestly, to be really honest, I thought it was gonna be 3-0 Globochem, but I'm pleasantly surprised to see G-Man pull it off on Downfall. That was really nice to see, especially on Globochem's map.
Yeah.
That is sticking it to the man.
Yeah, it is. It's tough to see them lose Bazaar. I mean, obviously Globochem's map again there, and they also lost their own pick on Cargo. But I think that will be it from us tonight.
Oh yeah, it is 1 a.m. where I'm at. I'm good. Love you guys. Till next time.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for co-casting with me, Todd. That will be it from us. If you want to hit the follow button on the channel, please do so. There's going to be more Master League here, I believe, if not tomorrow, Sunday. But I think there might be some more Master League tomorrow. Either way, keep the eyes peeled, join the Discord, get in on it. We will see you another time.
Take care, all.
I'm going to get the last word because I'm hosting. We out.
Not.
Watch this, though. We out.